So look at that board in front of you. This is Dhanari, Lake Dhanakosha, Taranath Dhanari. Chalu hai? Okay, folks. Dr. Samdu Chetri, welcome to Lake Dhanakosha. Lake Dhanakosha. See, the Tibetans, they have several Tibetan historians have several names. Some call it Lake Dhanakosha, some call it Dhanashri, some call it some other name. Now, what do you call it? This is Taranath. Taranath was a Tibetan called Kun-dga. Kun-dga, he was of the Chunang school. And he came here and he does not call the lake Dhanakosha, he calls it Dhanashri. See. Up here. He calls it Dhanashri. There was he started with the road guide on his way to Potala. He reached the Sri Dhanyakataka Chaitya. Or in the island, that means that island had a Chaitya. Dhanyakataka Chaitya on the island of Dhanashri. So folks, it is not Dhanakosha. Some Tibetans call it Dhanakosha, some call it Dhanashri, some call it, and somehow they have this Swat Valley, Taranath, Kun-dga, Zangdok. He says it's in Bihar, up here. Potalaka is also up here. So folks, sir, welcome to Dhanashri.
Thank you so much.
See, there's another theory. According to Buddhists, Tibetan Buddhists, when the Buddha Amitabh, he saw the problem of sentient beings, the 4 letters came out of his mouth, HRIH, Re, and it fell like a Vajra on that island. Dekhabo. On that island, on Lake Dhanakosha or Dhanashri, which Kun-dga Zangpo says, and an 8-year-old child was born on a lotus flower. That was Padmasambhava. And Taranath, Kun-dga Zangpo, was born on the same day that Padmasambhava was born. So folks, this is no ordinary man. He wrote this wonderful book, History of Buddhism in India, which was translated by Lama Chimpa and Alka Chattopadhyay. So that is your lake. That is the island. They have made, see, a bridge towards that island. And this is your holy spot.
And also, don't go back there.
Yes, yes. And also?
They are blocked. Actually, they put a lot of mud on it.
No, that is
blocking the.
No, to make the entrance to the island.
Yeah, so they have blocked the island, and the lake actually goes around the island.
Yes, the lake is
and
around.
And all that you see grass like is Asian, totally.
Yes, and here's the water.
You can see the water there.
And so, folks,
this is where Guru Padmasambhava was born. But look at the condition today. I'm sure if all the Buddhists in the world would be interested, we can resettle these people and create something for the rest of the Buddhist world. Thank you, sir, for bringing me here. I'm really grateful.
Can you say something, some hymn of Padmasambhava? We will say it on the island.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. तो तुम मेरे साथ रहो. Okay, folks. Dr. Sadhu Chetri, he is approaching the island of Lake Dhanakosha. बस हो गया. Why is the lake called Dhanari and not Dhanakosha? See, let's see what Wikipedia and satellite pictures have to say. Basically, it's, different Tibetans have different names. Some say Dhanyakataka, some say Dhanyakosha, and Kun-dga Zangpo says it's Dhanashri. So, let's see. Now this is Rigpa Wiki of Padmasambhava. Let's see his birth. The birth, okay. The birth, what does it state? In the northwestern part of the land of Oddiyana. In the northwestern part of the land of Urgain or Urain. On an island in the lake of Dhanakosha, the blessings of the Buddhas took shape in the form of a multicolored lotus flower. So folks, it is northwestern part of Urain. Now let's check out the satellite picture. Wikipedia, that is Oddiyana. Let's see the name. In the name section, Oddiyana is Sanskrit. In Sanskrit is referred to by various names. Besides Oddiyana, we also find mentions Oddiyana, etc. Urgain. To Tibetans, this is important. To Tibetans, it is known as Urgain or Urgain or Oddiyana or Oren or Oren. See folks, the Tibetans are more accurate. Oren is very similar to Urain, and Urgain is a direct Tibetan mispronunciation of Urain. Urgain. These are all direct mispronunciations of Urain by Tibetans. Now this is Oddiyana in Wikipedia. Now in Wikipedia, the 7-line prayer is very important. Orgen or Orgen. See, in the 7-line prayer of Padmasambhava revealed in Jigme Lingpa's Terma of Nangpo, etc., King, and throughout the Lochen Nin something, Oddiyana is rendered in the form of Orgen. So in the Padmasambhava prayer, in the 7-line prayer of Padmasambhava, Oddiyana is rendered in the form of Orgen. So basically that is Tibetan mispronunciation of Urain, folks. I hope I am clear. Now that see, Urain is here, it is written here, the village is here, and Dhanakosha Lake is here. So you just read it was on the northwestern part of Oddiyana or Urgain or Urain. So folks, that is it. Dhanari is your lake, Dhanakosha. Let's see, have a close up of the lake. See, it has. This is again Padmasambhava Rigpa Wiki. Now let's see the birth section, folks. In the northwestern part of the land of Oddiyana, on the island in the lake of Dhanakosha, the blessings of the Buddhas took shape in the form of a multicolored lotus flower moved by compassion in the suffering of sentient beings. The Buddha Amitabh sent out from his heart a golden Vajra marked with the syllable HRIH, which descended onto the lotus blossom. Now this marked with the syllable HRIH, this is Ri. If you pronounce it, HRIH is pronounced as Ri. So in Lake Dhanakosha, remove the kosha and add HRIH. it becomes Dhanari. See, remove the K-O-S-H-A and add the H-R-I-H, it becomes Dhanari. So folks, now you will understand why the lake isn't called Dhanakosha, it is called Dhanari. Mr. Mehrotra is conducting prayers. Mr. Mehrotra is conducting prayers on the island on Lake Dhanakosha. Mr. Malhotra has finished conducting his prayers. Folks, after 1100 years, someone has prayed here. After 1100 years, a Nyingma Buddhist has come all the way. Kagyu, he's from the Kagyu sect. He has come all the way and prayed on the island in the middle of Lake Dhanakosha, folks. Here is your Lake Dhanakosha for you. We are on the island and you just heard the prayer. We are on the island of Lake Dhanakosha and see, here is the island and Lama Pema Doodle is conducting his prayers on the island. This is Lama Pema Doodle from Czechoslovakia, based in Kathmandu, who is doing puja on the island in Lake Dhanakosha with two guests from Russia. And the villagers have surrounded them, watching what is happening. They have hope in their eyes. This is Lama Pema Doodle distributing biscuits to the villagers on the island in Lake Dhanakosha. This is Lama Pema Doodle distributing biscuits on the island of Lake Dhanakosha. On the island of Lake Dhanakosha. We are on the island of Lake Dhanakosha. This is Lama Pema Doodle and his Russian friends distributing prasad as biscuits as prasad amongst the people of Lake Dhanakosha. Dr. Samdu Chetri, you have reached Urgain, Urain of the 7-line prayer.
Great.
What do you call it? I don't know the words. See, this is Urain station, and we are going towards Urain village. Urgain of the 7-line prayer. According to Wikipedia, Lake Dhanakosha was northwest of Urgain. So Urgain has to be southeast of Lake Dhanakosha, and this is southeast of Dhanari Lake or Lake Dhanakosha. So we are approaching Urain. It's on a hillock, sort of. Actually, it's not a hillock. It was a city with multi-storied buildings. And with multi-storied buildings and what do you call it? The Muslims seems to have covered it up with mud, and people have settled down on it. So it's like a Pompeii. It's like a Pompeii. So we have entered Urgain, and now we are going up. Sir? हाँ यही रास्ता है, यही रास्ता है. चलो तू नहीं गेल छो की? We have climbed a stupa, sir, and we are going down the stupa again.
Yes. See that, yes.
We are, sir, climbing up, sir. See, these are all on top of multi-storied houses. चलो हाँ 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 चलो ना. वो दिन हमारे साथ नहीं गेला लोग के
ध्यान नहीं.
हाँ. Sir, all recycled bricks. हाँ. नहीं शायद वो सीधे गेला लिए. We are still in Urain. You can see see it goes higher and higher. See, I have come here. My car has been just climbing up and up and up. See, it's all on mud mounds. Everything is on mud mounds. See, the road goes right down. So we are going higher onto a mud mound. Okay, sir. Dr. Samdu Chetri, welcome to Urain, your Urgain of the 7-line prayer.
Right.
If you see Wikipedia, it is not Oddiyana. Wikipedia says that the people tried to remove the name Urgain and replace it with Oddiyana. But what do you call it? Please, जरा सा दूरी, कोरोना का युग है. हाँ, बाद में बता देंगे आपको. And basically, see, you speak about your Padmasambhava's 9-tufted palace. You saw how high this village, the mud mounds, is. This village is a sort of a Pompeii, an entire city is below the village.
Right.
And Mr. Mishra from the ASI, he told me that when they dug down from the highest point, it was around 62 feet. Now, if you have one story at 7 feet, so 62, 9, 6 are 54, 9 sevens are 63. So that is जरा सा अलग. 9 sevens are 63. That means that is 9 stories.
Right.
So the mud mound is this place is around 63 feet above ground level. So sir, this is your Urgain, Padmasambhava's Urgain of the 7-line prayer.
Right. Wow.
If I was you, I would have kissed the ground, sir.
Well, I'm kissing.
You
I don't
kiss-
have to physically
And
do.
see, these are Padmasambhava's countrymen.
Yes.
Govind Baba, Guru Rimpoche, Jakhraj Baba, whoever you call him, they are his countrymen. And कुछ दिन पहले कुछ सिक्किम से भी लोग सब आयल हले 5-6 गो 3-4 गो सिक्किम से भी लोग सब आयल हले हमरे वीडियो देख के हाँ एकर प्रचार करब करे ये ई डॉक्टर सामदू छेत्री हथिन IIT खड़गपुर में प्रोफेसर हथिन लामा हथिन तिब्बती मंक विद्वान हथिन ई अइलखिन चेक करे ले जे ई देखथिन ई कैलिफोर्निया यूनिवर्सिटी व्हाट यूनिवर्सिटी सर
Stanford.
स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के ई खबर देते हाँ तो सर इनका वेलकम नहीं करबो हाँ सर यू आर वेलकम टू Urain and we would like to ask you to tell the Tibetans to come here. Everyone is waiting for them.
Sure. Let things open up. I'm sure people will start coming because the truth is unraveled now. We have found what is the true story of Guru Rimpoche. So,
ई
and the places.
तिब्बत का जो भी तिब्बती होता है वो जब पूजा करता है 7 लाइन का पूजा है सबसे पहला लाइन में उरेन का नाम आता है कि हे भगवान आपको धन्यवादी देते हैं कि उरेन का पद्मसंभव को आप मेरे यहाँ लाए तनी उच्चारण गलत है उर्गेन बोले उनकर जन्म धनौरी के पोखर के बीच में एक टापू पर होले धनौरी में हाँ टापू है और ओकर साउथ ईस्ट में पूरब दक्षिण में उर्गेन होना चाहिए वही है उरेन हाँ सो सर दे वेलकम यू यहाँ पर एगो पैर के निशानी कहीं है पत्थर पर तनी इनका दिखाई दो यही सबूत है कि यही वो जगह है काहे हाँ पुराना जो तिब्बती लोग थे वो लोग क्या कहते हैं उनका ग्रंथ में लिखा हुआ है कि बुद्ध का पैर का मूर्ति वो लोग देखे थे उर्गेन में तो उरेन में पैर का मूर्ति है वही साबित है कि सबूत है कि ये वो जगह लीजिए आपका वीडियो ले लेते हैं आपको इच्छा था बार बार आप आ रहे हाँ और ये जरा सा पैर का मूर्ति इनको दिखा दीजिए वो मेन सबूत है
हम लोग चले
जी जी ठीक नाउ वी आर गोइंग डाउन a stupa in Urgain of the 7-line prayer narrow roads
Very narrow.
We are going down the stupa. Down, sir. So do you see these stones?
Yeah.
It's all recycled. See, there are structures below this.
And now there is a mosque on it.
See. Now let's see what other proof do we need to prove that Oddiyana or Urgain or of the 7-line prayer, what proof you need to prove that Urain is Oddiyana or Urgain. See, in this section in the Oddiyana in the Swat Valley. Forget the Swat Valley because why would what you call it Buddhism the thing the roots of Buddhism go there. So folks, the area is said to have supported some 500 viharas of the Sthavira Nikaya, at which traveling monks were provided lodging and food for 3 days. It is said to contain a Buddha footprint, a rock on which he dried his clothes. Okay, now it is said to contain a Buddha footprint. So Oddiyana or Urgain of the 7-line prayer should have a good Buddha footprint. This Buddha footprint is in Urain village, folks. So I am going to show you the footprint now, and this is final proof that Urain is Urgain or Oddiyana or whatever you all may call it. So folks, here is the Buddha.
Okay, now folks, now let's see where the footmark is. This is proof that Urain is your Urgain of the 7-line prayer to Padmasambhava. See, this is the footmark of the Buddha. Gyatso had seen it here 1,000 years ago, and Kun-dga Zangpo had seen it here 1,000 years ago. So folks, this is the Buddha's mark, this footmark. This is, you can see the 5 fingers and the sole and the middle part of the feet, just as though it was naturally placed on the rock. See the 5 fingers, it's a close-up. And what do you call it? It's of the right feet, I think. And this Lotsawa Gyatso had seen it, Kun-dga Zangpo had seen it, and see, they speak about a rock on which the Buddha dried his clothes. See the rocks. You can. It's very good to dry your clothes. And folks, this is certainly proof of Urain being your Oddiyana or Urgain. And see, now we are going towards a stupa, someone's stupa, and on the rocks. And people used to, Tibetans said that it was, Oddiyana was in the hills. You can see it is like a hilly, at what do you call it, area up here. See, now we are going up the stupa. We are going up the stupa. You can see the bricks littered around. And that is, see, this is the top, this is the dome of the stupa. It will be most probably belonging to a Tibetan, because Tibetans make their stupas, you know, on rocks, etc. Bihar made the stupas on mud. And see, this is the top, this is the dome of the stupa. Some holy person's ashes must be buried here. And that is Oddiyana or Urgain, the holy land of Urgain below you, the Urgain of the 7-line Tibetan prayer to Padmasambhava, folks. That is the Urgain of the 7-line Tibetan prayer to Padmasambhava. So, this is full proof that Urain is the Urgain.
Me and Dr. Sambhu Chetri, we are going up towards your Zangdok Palri. Your Zangdok Palri is to the right here, this side. And see the road is going up. And which, what do you call it? We call Jaynagar Pahari. And Tibetans have mispronounced as Zangdok Palri. We are between 2 mountains, the copper-colored one and which we call Lali Pahari, and the black one, which is the black mountain which you find in Kagyu and Gelug texts. So here we are approaching We are next to this at the base of the copper-colored mountain. Are you enjoying the trip, sir?
Oh, very much. I'm just kind of wondering if this really happening.
Yes.
I'm really grateful to you. And thank you for opening this.
So my brother started it off.
Yes. Thank you, Ajay.
Yes. And I did the ground. The main thing is the manifestations. They have to be prayed to. If you reach the correct spot, you will realize, see, this is your Zangdok Palri above. So welcome to your Zangdok Palri. This is our Jaynagar Pahari. Your Zangdok Palri, the copper-colored mountain is just behind you.
Thank you so much for bringing
The
me
steps
here.
going up, and that's the black mountain, Kali Pahari.
That looks exactly like what is in the Thankas.
Yes, sir. I brought the painting along. I will show it to you up there when it's more clearer. So, sir, this is Jaynagar, and that you see that peak over there.
Yes.
Over there, just behind that peak, is a dungeon.
Where Padmasambhava was.
What did you say, sir?
Where Padmasambhava was in exile.
Yes, he was.
That's the place, right?
Yes. So, and Mandarva was incarcerated here in the Lotus Light Palace.
Later, of course, it became his. It was given
Yes.
to him.
Yes. Okay, now, sir, you are standing on the side of Zangdok Palri with the Thangka painting in front of you,
Right.
and you see that is the black hillock which has been depicted here. Now you see why this black hillock has been depicted like
Flowers.
like clouds.
Oh, you mean.
See the jagged rocks, they look like clouds.
Right.
The jagged rocks, they have been depicted as clouds.
Right.
And exactly on the top you see a male, exactly on the top you see a male person.
Right.
And exactly on the top, on that peak, Padmasambhava was incarcerated.
Right.
So I wonder if the painter depicted Padmasambhava in his incarceration.
Could be possible because he's sitting on a Vajra,
Yes.
on a tiger, you know.
Ah.
It's very visible.
Oh, the tiger is visible.
Yeah, tiger is visible.
Yes.
There is Vajra here.
Yes. And this is the copper colored one. And you can see up here it has narrowed down. The two hillocks have narrowed down, and up here they have broadened, they have gone away from each other. And you see the same thing up here, this area it has narrowed down.
Yes.
And see, and that area it has broadened.
Flattened.
They have moved away from each other, both the hillocks. So you will have to thank and congratulate the Thangka painter. And that is Kyul River. In the background, you see the river has turned here. And exactly behind this thing, the river turns, and there you can see the railway bridge in the distance.
Right.
The river has turned here and it has gone behind the Black Mountain.
True.
And see, the river has turned and gone towards the railway bridge behind the Black Mountain. And this is a copper colored one.
Copper color.
Yes.
Great. I mean, that's, I don't know, more than enough evidence actually to prove that Padmasambhava was born here, brought up here, he had all the travels here, and he won the hearts of all the kings of kings then to become the super hero king if we can call it in modern
Sir, but
language.
after all this proof, if the Rinpoches still claim कि no, the story took place in Swat Valley, then
I think it's to do with the kind of investment everyone has made and the interest that everyone has.
Yes.
But the truth, like Buddha said, I keep on repeating, truth, three things can't be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Truth has been unrevealed.
yes,
I mean, who can challenge this proofs? No one can challenge.
yes,
Of course, maybe in the history it might become very difficult, time consuming to switch over, but the truth has been unrevealed. And I think all Buddhists who believe in Guru Rinpoche must visit this place, verify themselves. That's what Buddha also said, that's what Guru Rinpoche says. You debate, discuss until it rests in your deep core of your wisdom and heart, unless you believe that. Unless that happens to you, don't believe anybody. So my request to all the Buddhists out there is come yourself, verify yourself and see if you prove that it is wrong, well, then I have nothing to say. But I can promise you, you will not be able to prove wrong. This is my last word.
Thank you, sir, and thank you from the people of Lakhisarai.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm grateful to people of Lakhisarai.
Give us our story back.
Yes, the story should go back to you because that's the right place.
Yes.
That's the right place.
Thank you. See now, folks, the government of Bihar, it has all become jungle, and here you have Dr. Sandhu Chetri photographing the bastion. My previous video, the bastion was clean. You could see the walls, but now it's full of jungle. This is thanks to Bihar government. Okay, folks, now this is the first viewing of the Lotus Light Temple on the copper-colored mountain. See, you can see the bastions, and Padmasambhava's seat is on top there. We are not allowed to photograph or videograph this place, so I won't be videographing the top. I've done it from the side. Thank you. So this is for my Tibetans. This is the Lotus Light Palace on Zangdok Palri, Jaynagar Pahari, copper-colored mountain. See, it is a massive structure, the bastions, and it is a sight for sore eyes. Folks, this is Guru Padmasambhava's Lotus Light Palace. We are approaching the bastions of your Lotus Light Palace. And see this.
That's definitely Buddhist. That's definitely Guru Rimpoche's. No doubt about it.
What did you say, sir?
No doubt about it. This is definitely Guru Rinpoche's. Look at this snow lion there. The head of the snow lion, right at the bastion.
Yes.
Water outlet.
Yes. This is another bastion.
And what have they done here?
This is dancing bodhisattvas, I think. This came out from there.
Wow.
Dopenjo and all prayed to it.
Did you come up here?
Yes, but I didn't know the time that it was Zangdok Palri when Dopenjo had come.
And then why did you bring him here? For what?
Huh?
For what did you bring
I
him?
actually wanted to take him to Dhanari and Urain, but time was taken up here because they started praying. Okay, now folks, this is a aerial view of the ruins that were recently excavated on the Lali Pahari on your Zangdok Palri, and this is a Thangka painting of the Lotus Light Palace on Zangdok Palri. This is a Thangka painting of the Lotus Light Palace on Zangdok Palri, and this is the ruins which have come out in the excavations on your Zangdok Palri or Jaynagar Pahari. Now see the similarities between both the pictures. You have this front square, the plinth of the building in the Thangka painting. You have this front square, and that square is seen up here. Okay? Now behind this square there is another square, this one. See, behind the first square is another square, this one. See, the plinth is the same. Behind this square is the second square. And then you have the whole, breadth of the building. So basically, and then now you have these circular bastions on all four corners, circular bastions. These circular bastions are showed here in blue. The Thangka painter has tried to show them as circular. See, it is in blue. And see the corners, it's this way. The thing juts out. It is the same thing up here when you see it from the ground. The corners are ditto. So you have the bastions up here and here, and you have these squares. You have these squares, and there is a black rock up here. That black rock is up here. When you go on the ruins, you will see it. And see, now it is 3 stories. The Thangka shows it as 3 stories on pillars. They have found 21 pillars here. So this is the central person. See, this section of the Thangka area is this section in the ruins. So this is a ditto exact copy of the Thangka painting, or the Thangka painting is an exact copy of this ruin on Lali Pahari or your Zangdok Palri, which is our Jaynagar Pahari. Now why do we call it Lali? This is called the this is called the Lotus Light Palace. Now what is the Lotus Light? Now what is the Lotus Light and what is Lali? This is Lali, this is the Lotus Light. Lotus is pink color. Now when do you get the pink color light? The Lotus Light, the pink light. That is the morning light, the sunrise, the pinkish sunrise light. That is Lali. So folks, that is Lali. Lali means the pinkish light in early morning. So this is Lali, this is the Lotus Light. They mean the same thing. The Lotus Light is Lali. The Lotus Light is Lali. So this is the Lotus Light Palace, folks. 100% we call it Lali Pahari. That means this is Lali Mahal. And folks, see the things are ditto. The ground floor, Padmasambhava himself sat. On top of him, the first floor, Avalokiteshwar sat, and on top of the upper floor, Buddha Amitabh sat. So folks, here, that means your Padmasambhava sat here, Avalokiteshwar over there, and what do you call it, Buddha Amitabh higher. And you have 21 bases of pillars here, and these have all been broken. So folks, this is your, no doubt, this is your Lotus Light Palace on Zangdok Palri. Thank you. Now, sir, see, this is the Thangka painting of Zangdok Palri, and this is the aerial view of the structure up here. Up here. This is the structure, the aerial view of this structure. The bastion is shown here. We are just now here. The bastion is shown here. This is the bastion, the one, this one. And this piece jutting out. See this piece jutting out, sir.
Right.
Is that piece jutting out there? That piece jutting out, the sun is in front. Abo? See that piece? Then upar. This piece jutting out is that piece jutting out. And this square is depicted that small thing jutting out. So that juts out. That is this one, and this one in this, and I mean this one in this. Where is my finger? Here. There. So, and now just see the brick structure. See this. The Thangka painting, upar karo aur. Thangka painting, it goes like this, and see the bricks. Similarly, the brick also goes up like that. The brick also goes, see the wall is there, the brick goes up like that, like how it is depicted in the Thangka painting. Do you see that? And sir,
And this is, kind of, you see all Bhutanese architecture
yes,
comes from Tibet. This is all depicted exactly in this form.
it's depicted exactly in this form.
I mean, it's done exactly in this form.
Yes,
In all the constructions in Bhutan.
yes,
And they have names,
yes,
for all this, for each one of these layers,
yes, yes.
which I can't remember now, but very important part of our whole facade. And
So watch out for snakes. And actually this is the hibernation period, so it's quite safe. It's regarded, but still it's better to be safe. So this is your an aerial
the
view
upper part, that's called Pema actually, Pema I think.
that which
Pema, which I showed you.
the upper part,
The
the
upper part,
brick
Pema.
structure.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's very much from Guru Rimpoche as we know, as we say.
Yes.
So this has to be from here.
So this is the
Place,
Lotus Light
like
Palace. And sir, that bastion, is depicted here,
Now we are on
and
this side.
no, and it's depicted in this blue up here.
Right.
It's depicted on the blue up here, but the painter couldn't take out that thing. Now see, there are 3 layers of stones.
Right.
They have the mud has filled out. There are 3 layers. And just upar karo. In the Thanka also, see, you have the stones below there. See the stones below.
Right.
The stones below. So this is your Lotus Light Palace, definitely. Now the Lotus Light. What is the Lotus Light? We call it Lali Pahari. Sir, this is the Thanka of Lotus Light. It is the same as the aerial view of the ruins of Lali Pahari. Now what is Lali Pahari? What is Lotus Light? The lotus is pinkish yellow in color. And you get the lotus light, the pinkish yellow color in the morning, early sunrise.
Right.
That is what we call Lali.
Lali.
That means Lali is the lotus light.
Light.
So this is Lali Mahal. This is a Thanka of Lali Mahal, translated into English as the Lotus Light
Light.
Palace.
What more proof do we need?
Is it still in the Swat Valley, sir?
I think in dreams. Yes.
Okay, whatever it is. Would you like to go on top
Yeah.
and see
why
the
not?
place where Padmasambhava sat?
Yeah. Wow.
You are on the Lotus Light Palace now.
Yes, right up. I'm
See
feeling like one of.
that portion jutting out and thing. Sir, Padmasambhava was a very important person. See, you can see the plaster is still alive.
Right.
The plaster work of the Lotus Light Palace is still alive.
Amen.
It was an expensive construction. The plaster work of the Lotus Light Palace abo okra leke is still alive. See, there are all rooms around this central portion. Tani labo. Oi, feru khol dao tani. There are rooms around this central portion. So now look at this. These are base for the pillars. These are base for the pillars. Now just see the Thanka paintings, sir. Thanka painting. This is a 3-story structure on top of pillars. On top of pillars. This is a 3-story structure.
Right.
The Lotus Light Palace is being depicted on top of pillars. Now there are 21 pillar bases. So this section is this section.
Right.
And that's in the middle there. Padmasambhava sits. On top of him, Avalokiteshwar, and on top of him, Buddha Amitabh. So this is a spot. See, you can see the pillar bases all along. The pillar bases all along. And this is the middle section where your Padmasambhava would sit. And there is a lotus right there. The lotus is there. You can see the pillar bases, sir. The pillar bases are all around. And see those steps going up to the bastion. This was those steps going up to the bastion. This was a royal structure, sir.
It was a royal structure. It is still a royal structure.
Ah.
Definitely a very royal structure. Maybe there are many things that are still hidden that should be uncovered.
Oh, there are caves around, sir.
And thanks to the government of Bihar for their
No, thanks to Pappu Babu. He searched it out. We have identified it as the Lotus Light Palace, but he is the one who saw the ruins and took the efforts to what do you call it? Excavate it. The beauty about Buddhist scriptures is they have written who stayed in which room, sir. And the rooms are here. So you can read the scriptures and pinpoint who slept on this bed. Who slept on this bed? This is a bed. And see, sir, the red, what do you call it? Corners. And now this piece of this has been depicted in the Thangka painting, sir. This rock, this.
This is definitely the upper part of the house that has fallen down.
This has been depicted in the Thangka paintings. Sir,
So she was
you are still in
Zangdok Palri.
the Lotus Light Palace in Zangdok Palri. So this is most probably the dungeon where Mandarva was incarcerated. If Padmasambhava was incarcerated there, Mandarva was incarcerated here. And that's why this area is open, because this was a place of worship, it seems. And see this chamber here. This chamber here, below that chamber is another chamber. And I have been, children used to play, they would go inside.
Okay.
Me and my brother Abhay and his wife, we all went inside. There is a room below this room.
Oh God.
And then there is a window this side. There is a room below this. This is also a chamber. They have taken off the roof to steal, what do you call it? The thieves. To steal, what do you call it? Statues, etc., artifacts. And below it is the room where Mandarva was. You have 3 steps going down. See, this is the roof of the steps. This is the roof of the steps going down, and below that you have that room with another room. That side there is only a window connection, and that is most probably the king of Zahor would have incarcerated Mandarva within a palace itself.
Right. To separate her from.
Yes, and this is where she must have continued chatting with, what do you call it? Padmasambhava.
Yeah, across the mountain.
She must have continued chatting, and Padmasambhava was incarcerated there.
Right.
So she refused to stop chatting with Padmasambhava. So the king finally dragged him down and burned him in Kyul, where you saw that stupa over there, surrounded by a moat of sesame oil.
I wish it was clear.
No, it was clear. It was clean.
I mean now, as I'm here.
Dr. Sandhu Chetri is videographing the chaos around his holy shrine.
Wow. I wish.
Sir, now I will tell you one thing.
Right.
The way out is to contact all the Vidwans of Bhutan and tell them to move towards the king.
Right.
And the king will contact Nitish Kumar. And when Nitish Kumar understands what this is, he will come into this story with full force.
Right.
Bihar government will do a terrific job.
Right.
But Nitish Kumar must know about this, and this can be done through higher levels.
Right.
Ordinary mortals like me, it's impossible to reach Nitish Kumar.
Right. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Dr. Samdu Chetri is going to videograph this bed. The edges are still, you see, the paint is clear.
Paint is clear.
Padmasambhava was no more ordinary mortal. The paint is clear.
This is a room of one of the occupants during that time, and obviously it has to be a monk because the bed look at this. Wow. Can't believe it.
Samdu Chetri is taking a close-up of the snow lion, or the statue of a snow lion in Zangdok Palri on the Lotus Light Palace. Dr. Samdu Chetri is taking a close-up of the statue of the snow lion. Now that you have seen the video of the dungeon where Mandarva was incarcerated, check out the video of the dungeon where Padmasambhava was incarcerated. Now we are going up Kali Pahari to search for the dungeon where Padmasambhava was incarcerated. See, that is Lali Pahari there. That is Lali Pahari there, and we are climbing Kali Pahari in search for the spot where Padmasambhava was incarcerated. Okay, folks, now I am on top of Kali Pahari up here, and I am searching for the spot where Padmasambhava was incarcerated by the king of Sahor. See, Sahor is over there. Sahor is over there, Sahur. So the king of Sahur incarcerated Padmasambhava. The local folklore is there was a dungeon here. See, it has been filled up by rubble. It has been filled up by rubble, the dungeon. So the folklore is there was a dungeon here, and Padmasambhava, not Padmasambhava, a very strong, important person who had got entangled with the king of Sahor's daughter, which I think is the Padmasambhava and Mandarva story. So he was incarcerated here, and people say because of this, the curse for incarcerating such a important person, the Islamic invasion took place after that. So basically, after 200 years or 150 years after Padmasambhava left Bihar, Bakhtiyar Khilji invaded. So folks, this is most probably your place where Padmasambhava or Mandarva were incarcerated. You can see it has been filled up with rubble. It has been filled up with small rocks. So, folks, that is that. Thank you. I've had to risk climbing this rock side, and it's dangerous. Anyway, thank you. Now that you have seen both the hillocks, which is your Zangdok Palri the copper colored mountain and the black mountain. So Mandarva was incarcerated here on the Lotus Light, in the Lotus Light Palace. She refused to stop interacting with Padmasambhava, who was incarcerated here. And she refused to come out of the dungeon too. So her father, the king, was very angry. He decided to kill Padmasambhava. He dragged Padmasambhava out and he took him to a place where he tried to burn him. This is Sansar Pokhar. Sansar Pokhar. This lake is Sansar Pokhar. See, here is your Lali Pahari or your Lotus Light Palace. Lali is the Lotus Light, and this is Sansar Pokhar, from where a lake was formed, and Padmasambhava got freed from samsara. And basically they saw Padmasambhava sitting on a lotus. It is here. I will do a close-up. See here. This is Sansar Pokhar, and this is a stupa, and this is you can see the stupa in the middle up here. The stupa is in the middle here, and there is a moat around it. According to Tibetan legend, this moat was filled with til oil. This moat was filled with sesame oil, and this oil overflowed and created this lake which freed Padmasambhava from samsara. So basically, and the unique thing about this lake is all the holy things. Even today, see, there are quite a few lakes up here. But all the holy activities, all the prayers are done on the bank, in this lake. In fact, they put all the dispose all the statues of gods and goddesses in this lake, Sansar Pokhar. So now I realize that how it got its name. It got its name from the Tibetan mythology. So it means in the ancient times this place was teeming with Tibetans, and here is the stupa on which the lotus, Padmasambhava and Mandarva was seen sitting on a lotus, and with a moat around filled with sesame oil. And this oil overflowed and created this lake. Now this area is called Kyul. And there is a Tibetan word for this Kyul, Khalding Sal. So Kyu is Kyul, Sal is Sansar Pokhar, and Khalding is another pond here. So basically, three Khalding is Ashtghati pond. So these are all the Q Khalding Sal is a mispronunciation of these three ponds' names. So folks, check out the videos. I am concluding my video up here. See, I call this Padmasambhava territory. And basically, you have all the spots. You have Urain, Urgain, Lake Dhanakosha, Mano, the palace of Mandarva, Sahor, and your Lali Pahari, which is the Lotus Light Palace, and your Sansar Pokhar, where he got freedom from samsara. This is Padmasambhava territory, folks. Enjoy the videos. I hope you all liked my video and you all appreciated it. It is exactly it is a scientific study. I have read all ancient Buddhist historians who had come here, the Tibetan historians, and they went back and wrote about Bihar. So basically, this is scientific research on Padmasambhava. I hope you enjoyed it and appreciate it. If you liked it, please press the like button and please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Buddha Exhumed, and press the bell icon button below the videos so that you are updated with my new videos. So folks, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon button below this video. Thank you.
Okay, now folks, see that side behind the bridge across the river is your Zangdok Palri. And before us is what you call it, Bichwai Pahari, where Guru Rimpoche and Mandarva practiced 3 months of longevity. And that is Zangdok Palri, Jaynagar Pahari, which you just saw. And folks, this is Sangam Banquet and Hotel. A lot of Tibetans requested me to, what do you call it, open a travel agency up here so that they could visit the holy spots. So in the basement of this hotel is Guru Rinpoche Tours and Travels. And you stay in this hotel, this hotel will take you to Lake Dhanakosha, to Oddiyana or Urgain, or what do you call it, and your Zangdok Palri and your Sansar Pokhar, where Guru Rinpoche was released from samsara, and many other places. So folks, this is V Bazaar, and the hotel is Sangam Banquet and Hotel, and in the basement is the travel agency. So you can, if you want to visit your holy spots, Guru Rinpoche with life in India before he went to Tibet is in Lakhisarai in Bihar. You saw Zangdok Palri, you will see Lake Dhanakosha and Urgain and all these other places. So folks, that's the travel agency. And behind this, just 1.5 kilometers behind this hotel is the place where Guru Rinpoche flew out of the Ganges like a vulture, like a child, like a mighty vulture. So you come here, you can visit all these spots. They are close by. Dr. Samdu Chetri, Lama Samdu Chetri has accepted everything. He says the story makes sense here. The entire Guru Rinpoche story makes sense here. So folks, in the basement is Guru Rinpoche Tours and Travels, and folks, Lakhisarai is waiting.
For further queries, you can contact Padmasambhava Tours and Travels, below Sangam Banquet Hall and Hotel, below V Bazaar, Purani Bazaar, Lakhisarai, Bihar. Contact. This is the mobile number. This is my mobile, 700481437. So my contact number is 700481437. It will be the official contact number of Padmasambhava Tour and Travels. Basically, I will be the guide because no one in my town knows this story. So I will have to personally take people around. So this is it. Padmasambhava Tours and Travels. I have opened it. And this is the mobile number and this is the address. Below Sangam Banquet Hall and Hotel, B Bazar, Purani Bazar, Lakhisarai, Bihar, 700481437. Urgain of the